What's up, everyone? It's your boy MS Racing97, aka Nathan Stapleton here, and welcome everyone to Phoenix, Arizona, and welcome to Phoenix Raceway for the second time of Season 4 of the JBL Cup Series, and we are here for part-time qualifying, Uncharted qualifying here for the second to last time of Season 4, and I'm not alone for this one. I am joined by Boston Manic up here in the booth. Welcome back once again to the booth, Boston.
Thank you for having me. Hello, viewers. Welcome to Phoenix, Arizona, Phoenix Raceway, and right in the middle of the desert where nothing else besides cactus habitates. I think that's a word. The land. So, right now on track we have the 33 Landon Smith Jr. He's been doing pretty good in the races that he's been showing up to, at least qualifying for. So we'll see if he throws down some bangers of laps.
Yeah, hopefully. So Lance Machine has been by far the best Uncharted driver this season, and hopefully he can make it into another one. He's not made some races in recent weeks, so maybe he can have some better luck here and make it into the SeatGeek 500K, 500 kilometers, not 500 miles, but 78 laps on tap here on Friday. And Phoenix, we've been here once already this season. It's a very multi-group track, but outside lane is the dominant lane. Do you think the outside lane will be the place to be here on Friday, or do you think the inside lane might have a shot?
I think it's all up in the air, but if the outside lane last time we came here was definitely the dominant lane, then I believe that would be the same case this time around.
Yes, we should just have to wait and see. And speaking of last time around, it was this guy, the number 27 of Trance Green, that won, and so far is the only Uncharted driver to get a race victory this season, and stole it from one of these full-time drivers, trying to make it into the show once again here at Phoenix, and who knows, maybe steal it from one of the chase drivers. And speaking of the chase drivers, probably the number one chase driver here in the first race at Phoenix was Derek Hamill. I think it's the top 5 car always on, could have won, but couldn't quite get it. And that might be scary for the field, because Hamill is the point leader, 24 points into this race, and if he has the same speed that he did in the first time here at Phoenix, and he could be in really good shape going into Homestead next week. But right now, very tight race between the 27 and 66, but right now, Lance Smith Jr. is on top of the board with a 26.382.
Green and Gossett there almost banged doors right there. That was a little sketchy, but now I believe they're going to get it single file, which then hopefully Tori Gossett in the 66 Ford Mustang there will hopefully set down some times. She's currently 7th with a 26.4, and the 33 to the top of the board with a 26.3, as he was the first person to go out on track. But let's take some time to talk about Eric Drew, who had a fantastic Vegas race. My last time up in the booth here for the Cup race. I don't know. I feel like if he can set down some times, I feel like that he can actually, have a chance at the win. We already talked about how Terrence Green in the 27 won and stole this race last time around the season from one of the full-time cars. So we'll see if we can happen again. If it is going to happen again, it's going to happen to Eric Drew right here.
Yeah, possibly. This 91 has not been good this season when it's come to Uncharted qualifying, and Trackhouse unfortunately has fallen off a cliff this season after starting the first 4 or 5 races very, very strong. The 62 of Daniel Taunt has jumped up to second fastest, while we got the draft off of these two, the 27 and 66, and Daniel Taunt with a great time up to second. And right now the top 4 that would make it into the SeatGeek 500K would be the number 33 of Lance Smith Jr., Daniel Taunt, Troy Gossett, and Clark Pajano III. And getting a little bit of a preview of how I think the pass will have to be made. It's going to be a couple of laps to get a pass made here, because you have to set up somehow we're on the inside lane, and then we'll probably have to make a pass in 3 and 4, because 1 and 2 outside lanes was really very good compared to the inside lane. But this is a multi-group track. It has 3 lanes, very racy, so just have to wait and see. And because this is the repay version 2011 Phoenix, Tyler was not going to play too much of a factor, so that we have to see how that plays into effect here.
Yeah, absolutely. The tire wear this season has definitely been a big impact, especially at some of these bigger tracks like Vegas and some of the 1 mile, especially at Charlotte. The tire wear fell off so fast, so quickly. The lap times soon just became absolutely slow. Like you would have thought a truck would have gone out and qualified with the speeds that they were setting with the tire wear. So yeah, it's definitely a big impact at some other tracks, but luckily for some of these drivers that struggle on worn sets of tires, it's not that big of a deal.
And we have a new driver inside the top 4. Will Parrish in the 26 up to 4th. That bumps out Troy Gossett, who's now in 5th. AJ Crash is in 6th place. And right now, the 55 of Club Pajano is still in 3rd. So Parrish, right now, is not the 27, but right now, the teammate to the 27, 26 is currently in with 3 minutes and change left to go here in Uncharted qualifying to see if he will make it into the SeatGeek 500K.
And I feel like why those 3 cars that we were looking at for such a long time, I believe it was Green, Gossett, and it was the 62 as well as Darian Ton. They're not able to set very fast lap times because they're so close to each other in such close confines. And if they were able to spread apart, then maybe, just maybe, they will be able to set fast lap times. As we already see Will Parrish almost catching to the back of these guys. Yeah, he's super close to this pack.
Will Parrish is doing 26.4s. These guys are on a little bit older tires, 26.5, but Green on his 14th lap or 13th lap, he just did his fastest lap of a 26.330. So that just shows Tyler really does not play that much of a factor, as he's not going to go any faster. So still the 26.3, and so it will be a 78 lap race, but go by pretty relatively fast here. Gonna be a 2-stopper around 30 to 32 laps on fuel, so easily a 2-stopper. How do you think that might play into a factor here for the SeatGeek 500?
I'm not sure actually, but you say that this race will go by fast, but you don't know that there might be the inevitable cautions here and there that always plague some of these races here and there. But I feel like the way that pit stops integrate themselves with the strategy and the complexity of how you dominate and win these races is just getting on top of all the teams around you, because they want to make some fast stops as well as you. Don't question that at all. But it's just, who's going to get out in front? Is the undercut going to work, or is the overcut going to work? It's always the number one question when we come to pretty much any track, if you have to make a pit stop, not as a group. So, yeah, I think that's definitely going to play a big part in the strategy role, especially at a track like Phoenix, where it's very small and you can go a lap down very easily and lose all your track position in a split second.
Yeah, for sure. It is a 1 mile track, or just over a mile. It's not a short track, but it sure races like a short track, and we will probably see some being and banging here on Friday. And we got less than a minute to go. Lance Smith Jr. back up to his form here in Uncharted qualifying. Yet again, he's gonna make it into the show unless something significant happens with something massively changed in the top 4. Right now it's Lance Smith Jr., Daniel Ton, Kurt Busch the third, and how about Ronald Kennington? Out of nowhere in the 44, he's gonna sneak inside of the top 4 with less than with 15 seconds to go, barring a couple of resets.
How about that? That's something that you don't really see out of Kennington Jr. in that 44 team. I believe that's the 50 car.
Yep, the
50. Pit Viper, very rainbowy, very sparkly kind of thing going on there. I'm not sure what that is, what what's going on there. It's been scratching my brain there for a few. I think was this the 22 pack?
Yeah, 2022.
Yeah, that scheme has been itching my brain ever since I hit the track at Daytona. I have no idea what they were thinking. As we have now 5 seconds to go, I believe this will be the final reset. And the 33 pulls it down to pit road. We have 30 more seconds added to the clock. Now this will be it. Watch there be 30 more seconds added.
I believe this will be it. Lance Smith Jr., Daniel Ton, Clark Bajan III, and Ronald Kennington look to be the 4 drivers making it into the SeatGeek 500K. And I believe that's going to do it. And it
Moment of truth.
will.
It's over.
And it is over. Smith Jr., Ton, Bajan III, and Ronald Kennington will all make it into the SeatGeek 500K. And for everyone else, Will Parrish on down, they will have to wait to Homestead, Miami for the JBL for the next week to try to make it into one final race of season number 4 of the JBL Cup Series. Well, Bronson, we got 2 races left here for season 4. The points are not super tight, but if something happens to Dale Camel here on Friday, that could open up the doors entirely going into Homestead. What do you think might happen here in the desert?
Yeah, absolutely. That points gap. It's not on the verge of comfortability, but Hamill definitely cannot slouch in this race or Homestead. He definitely needs to be grinding these last 2 races to ensure that he wins this championship. And I feel like that if he does, well, he did his job and he makes everybody at the shop proud. But for everybody behind him that's within distance, they're going to be grinding just as hard as him to get this championship. It's going to be one hell of a battle here in 2 races.
It's going to be a fantastic battle for the championship. Of course, we will also have a fantastic battle here in the Power Truck Series with 2 races to go. That will be tomorrow for the SeatGeek 150, and then of course on Friday, SeatGeek 500K. The SeatGeek duel in the desert, and it's going to be a fun couple of days. For Bronson, I'm NS Racing 97, aka Nathan Stapleton, and we will see you guys the next couple of days here for the SeatGeek races at Phoenix. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.